Okay, it looks like we've got a match here between Matt Scott and Matt Carulli, Matt mirror match. And light side being Diplomatic Mission to Alderaan against TTO. It looks like Diplo is starting 3 effects as opposed to 12 card hand. We see the I must be allowed to speak, strike planning, and the evac control, stacking Alderaan, Corn Horn, and some interrupt. Alderaan probably not the ideal stack from evac control. I imagine that Matt Scott is now less inclined to go directly at Tantive 4. So, him of course setting up the Death Star 2 and the sectors with Jar Jar. I mean, seeing Corrin on evac again, now he knows that he's not getting attacked by Corrin from in the bunker, so he can play a little bit. He doesn't have to fear getting Jar Jar blown up right away. Probably that's the only spy. We've got the Endor Shield pulling Ozzel. That's about it for this. Oh, well, I guess he's a little bit afraid because he adds Ozzel to the bunker. Open hands 1 sector, so double sector turn 1, possibly a turn 2 TTO coming. And just looks like he's drawing 2 or 3 and chipping the turn back. Both players have visibly colored sleeves, so it's a nice change. Looks like Mothma isn't going to get any value because Chandrala's already in hand. It's a little bit unlucky. Looks like he's got, I don't know if if he plays Mos Eisley, he probably plays the Cantina, so a lot of the Tatooine sites. So Matt Carulli getting a little bit unlucky here early on in the game because he's getting multiple pullable cards in hand, multiple cards that he wants not on evac, so see Luke Skywalker virtual on Tantive. Going to set up some retrieval here and the move to Chandrila.
They're already this far into a game?
I know. What people are actually playing at like a pace.
Yeah, that's nuts.
Yeah. It's just kind of, so Matt Carulli has gotten a little bit unlucky in that he's open-handed some stuff that he could have pulled anyway. And he stacked Alderaan in evac control, which if Matt Scott doesn't battle him right away, it's going to kind of lock out the flip.
Which player's which? There's no overlay. I don't see any text overlay.
So Matt Carulli is playing Diplo. He's light versus Matt Scott dark.
So we can pretty much assume that this is the same dark deck. Card for card. We did get him texted to us, so.
Oh, did we? I haven't. Oh yeah, I see him now.
Yeah, card for card. 2 Omnibox, it's worse. That's all we need to know.
Yeah.
Fucking ridiculous. All right, I need a couple more minutes. Can you handle it solo for a couple?
Oh, go ahead.
All right.
All right, so looking at Matt Carulli's light, anything really he's got the Insurrection main deck as well, but he didn't start it. I guess maybe he starts it versus decks that he assumes is going to Alice. He plays Cassian. Interesting, we haven't seen much of Cassian. He does have Jyn Erso, so it's not, Corrin isn't the only spy. And Lieutenant Blount, so he's actually got quite a few spies. Yeah, Cantina is the only other Tatooine location, looks like, but he didn't want to pull the Cantina, I guess. There's an actual back-to tank on the list. Let's see if there's a... what's her name? The one in the Hoth War room. Well, let's look through this deck and we'll find her. If she's in here. Cam Solisar's card. Tornfar. Wait, is that her name? Tornfar? Yeah. Tornfar is in the deck list to combo with the evac control in the back tank. Does Tornfar combo? What is Torn? Alright, let's look up Tornfar again. Yeah, Tornfar doesn't really combo with back to tank, but kind of does. Definitely combos with evac control. So he's got a lot of ways to save his guys, basically. Alright, and back to the action. We've got a force push coming out. I missed whether TTO was actually pulled or not. If TTO wasn't available, I imagine you force push for it just to get that one turn earlier. It depends on what space he has in hand, but yeah, it looks like he's going for the Darth Maul, presumably the Tatooine. Yeah, I'm not so sure I like leaving Tatooine as Matt Carulli here, because now you just kind of leave it open for Matt Scott to just go there and move the Death Star 2, not have to battle, and you can't get... But no, on the other hand, you get the Chandrila activation bonus, so I think that's fine. I've got to go grab my dog, so 1 second. Ginger? Go. Alright, here we've got... I think it's just Matt Scott drawing some cards. Wait, he's... Maul is at Coralag. Why is Maul at Coralag? The Death Star 2 can't make it there, right? Is that Coralag? No, that's Endor. That's Endor. What? What's wrong? So TTO must not be out. TTO must have been in the Force Pod. Because otherwise, I'm sure he would have just moved the Death Star 2 to Tatooine as opposed to moving. But why even bother move Maul to Endor anyway? I guess to get... No. Well, okay. Maul's at Endor. And there's another spy, Leia Organa, so we're attacking the bunker. Ensign Chad Hilsey. So it is on. Wait, he deployed directly to Endor? Why? It would have been cheaper to just deploy to Tatooine and then move. Not to mention that it seems like it would be better to just be at Tatooine. That is a strange one, in my opinion. Alright, anyway, we've got a beatdown maybe happening at... I mean, yeah, we've got power 8 plus 2 destiny to power going on right now. And he's got force to do more stuff. Because Hilsey adds a destiny to power when with a rebel leader, and there are 2 of those. And he's got plenty more force, does Matt Carulli, to add to this bunker crew, and makes sense to me to do that. And the nice thing is that he'll be able to take something off of Justice without impairing his ability to draw multiple battle destinies, or kind of battle. I mean, he'll have multiple power destinies. So in this case, they function like battle destinies because he wants them for their power. So he can grab that Alderaan that he's been missing. I say add a few more guys. Why not? Just have the bunker and the docking bay, and that would be your ground drains going forward. Mac really doesn't agree. He doesn't want to commit too much. So he gets the power 8 plus 2 power destinies to power 6 from Matt Scott. Ooh, decent destinies. Cancels and redraw, or does he just? Yeah, Mothma just takes it into hand, doesn't redraw. And I missed what Matt Scott's destiny was. Trix dies. I don't know if that. So let's see, we've got plus 9, so 17 to 6 plus whatever the destiny is. So it's possible that Oslo can survive here. I don't know how interested Matt Scott is in Oslo living. If you want to appeal for it, it doesn't seem like it might not be worth it. But yes, Oslo does. I guess maybe he was just down 6, so Jerry Rudd covered. And then the Rebels move out to the docking bay. Kind of isolating Oslo. There's a few more spies in the bill. I think Kraken himself is a spy, actually, so he's got another spy in hand. No, General Kraken is not a spy. Oh, did I just say Matt? Yeah. I've been trying to use the last names, but... Okay, so now it is Matt Scott's turn. I have no idea what's in his hand. I don't think I've seen any information there, so... He does use the 3 to 4 strain. Peels 2 ships, 2 capital ships, Redemption and Bright Hope, so... Those are cards he'd like to have. Carulli would. Finds that thing's operational, so indeed it was missing last turn. Looked like it was perhaps the bottom card of the reserve deck. Using surface defense to grab the We Shall Double Our Efforts. And now, ooh, going aggressive. I like it. Dooku attacks the Endor docking bay. Yeah, I would have liked to see some more character commitment from Matt Carulli on that light side, or that push, both for chances of bringing more power to the bunker battle, but also just to have more guys. Those guys aren't going to be stranded there. You've got the bunker and the docking bay. That's pretty good coverage. I don't know. I don't think we have a Force Lightning from Matt Scott in the list, so Whoa. A landed Vader in shuttle to the Endor docking bay. Initiating battle. And that is a strange play, I have to say. Dooku was immune less than 6, so it's not like he needs them for the fortified. I don't quite understand what happened, why that was the play. Okay, I think we're in the battle, and these are the battle. That was the power destiny for Leia. Battle destiny was a 6 from Matt Scott, which I think, yeah, Leia covers 6. He loses the Sidious. I guess maybe he just wants to move Ozzel over and fly him up. That must be why. Yeah. But why not just have Ozzel join Dooku? That protects him too. And then he wouldn't have to forfeit anyone. So yeah, Matt Scott moves Ozzel over. Presumably they fly up. I'm assuming you move the Maul Sith infiltrated Tatooine and then follow with the Death Star. No! Even though the Death Star 2 is built, it's staying at Endor. I guess he didn't have the Force to do everything that he... I don't know. That... I'm not so convinced that that shuttle play was worth it there. Oh, it gets a sneaky free retrieval with Luke before we have Matt Scott playing the Secret Plan shield. And, well, there comes the back tank. But he's not developing anything on the board right now. And no ships in hand is kind of troubling for Matt Carulli because he wants to flip by moving to Alderaan, but he has to give up his battle plan in order to do that. Actually, he won't even get the immediate flip because he doesn't control a side in his system. But he's now delivered the Death Star plans to Alderaan. Tantive 4 has moved there. Upon delivering the Death Star plans, he gets to upload any one card, and he's probably looking for a ship here, it would be my guess. It does not show us what that card is. It is Might of the Republic. So what is the senator that he wants? Bale? Yeah, he probably wants Bale. Obviously, Bale must have been not in reserve, otherwise he would have just got Bale. And there's Bale. So Might of the Republic really didn't... Is there another senator that he wants? He's got Mothma, he's got Leia. That's kind of strange. And I don't think he drew into a ship there. What are his other ships? Let's look at his deck list. Wait a second. Redemption and Bright Hope V were his only two other ships, and he top decked them both to one drain of 2. That is some bad luck there. So he's going to have to... Tanta 4 is going to have to be the space for the rest of the game. Unless he has some way to retrieve them. Did he retrieve the Redemption when... with Luke just now? No, because he battled since then, I think. Or maybe not. Maybe he was able to retrieve the Redemption. And that's true. Paying to drain paid off this time. I still don't think that's a... I would not have made that play. Also, paying to drain here... If he hadn't paid to drain that turn, he would have had the force to move to Tatooine. And, like, this turn is a turn that it makes sense to pay to drain. Once you're, past turn 2 and you're more set up. Alright, so Boss can have to go into Tatooine now. So imagine now we're getting the TTO set up. Everyone to Tatooine, Death Star 2 to Tatooine. I'm doing 5 damage there. I have an unassailable system. Deal with it. And I don't know if Matt Carulli can. I don't think we saw what chance do we have in his deck. That would be a very strong card in this situation. Let's take a look through the deck list again. He does play 2 escape pod combos. But does not play what chance do we have. So escape pod combos are going to be his answer to the TTO. Of course, that's going to get grabbed. He's trying to... So I think... obviously he cannot contest that Tatooine. And so if Matt Scott knew the contents of Matt Carulli's deck, he would have just kept one of those ships at Endor. And I think even in a vacuum, you keep one of those ships at Endor. It just seems kind of like an overcommitment to have all of them at Tatooine. Tatooine is already pretty much unassailable. I would have liked to keep the Vader shuttle at Endor.
Yeah, you would have.
It makes sense to me.
Sorry, I just got back. I had to make a dump run. Dump closes early on Saturdays, and it's not open again until Wednesday. So you know how it is keeping hot trash in the house in the yard for 3 days.
Yeah. I just usually keep anything biodegradable in the freezer until it's ready to go, until it's trash day.
Yeah, we don't have trash day, though, so I have to, physically go to the dump.
What? There's not a trash day? So every time you need to go to the dump? Oh, that's unfortunate.
It plays to my libertarian side pretty well.
I guess. It seems like a social good that you should be worth supporting.
My taxes are low, and one of those things is paying for the transfer station stickers and going to the dump.
All right.
I don't know. Small farm town in Massachusetts. That's what you get.
So we've got Bale going to the ground. So one thing to note is Matt Carulli here has top decked both of his other ships. So
really?
I'm not sure if he retrieved one with Luke or not, but it's very possible that Tanta 4 is just the space for the rest of the game.
Well, he's doing a pretty good job of avoiding it.
Yes. So, yeah, he's just going wide to the ground because what else can he do?
You checked the list. Does he have Strike Force or anything?
Yeah, I didn't see a Strike Force. Or what chance do we have, which would be pretty good here. Oh, there's
Your favorite
Spiral.
card.
Oh, I missed Spiral. So
Okay.
yeah, he has one other ship.
And not a great one.
No, but I mean, oh, he doesn't even take Spiral. I would have wanted to put some guys on some ships here.
What's the search he's doing right now?
That's with Leia going to Tatooine. He's got I must be able to speak out.
Gotcha.
So he's setting. It doesn't look like he's at all 4 Tatooine sites, but he is, because one of them is the Cantina and Mos Eisley, so we can do a control phase moves between them.
Yeah, I'm just looking at the list here. Bright Hope.
Yeah, Bright Hope and Redemption got top decked to 1 turn of 2.
And there's nothing else, huh?
Yeah, so he has the escape pod We're Doomed right now to challenge this upcoming turn of TTO damage. All right, so Matt's looking like he's in a pretty good position here. Or sorry, Matt Carulli is looking like he's in a pretty good position here.
Justin's talking about getting a ship back with Obi-Wan. Is Obi-Wan on the board?
Oh, maybe. I don't see Obi-Wan on the board, but that doesn't mean he can't.
Well, I see a whiteboard or sideways card on the Tantive, so I was not sure what that is.
I think those are the R2 and 3PO, I think, are sideways. Maybe
that's whiteboarder, though? There's a whiteboarder card that's sideways.
That could be Obi-Wan.
Okay, so here's the escape pod combo.
Yep, so he does commit that this turn, and it is grabbed. No surprise there.
This guy's playing all the set 6 stuff. Cassian Andor, Jinner, so...
Yeah, I saw that. That's really... Not playing Body, though. I thought Body was the coolest one of all of them.
You mean Bodhi?
Bodhi. All right, whatever. Yeah. It's a hard O. Fine.
I mean, I've only seen the movie a million times, but sure.
I didn't remember any of the characters' names after watching, other than Jin. That was like the only character who, like, if after watching the movie, if you had asked me who the characters were, I'd have been like, well, the hot one is Jin, and that's the end of the knowledge.
Another player in the chat saying that that's Mon Mothma, that's sideways.
Oh, right, yeah, okay, that's right. Like, Forrest Whitaker is still just Forrest Whitaker to me. I don't know.
Yeah, except he was like, a character from the Clone Wars cartoon too, so you should probably get on board.
I've never watched it.
You're embarrassing.
Cartoons kind of... I think Looney Tunes scarred me for life. I can't watch cartoons without feeling a little bit nauseous.
Weird.
Yeah.
Is it because Bugs Bunny dressed up as Girl Bunny and you get kind of aroused? So
no,
confused you?
No.
You didn't think Bugs Bunny when he dressed up as Girl Bugs Bunny was hot?
I was continuing the line. That was the response from the movie.
Oh, is that what they say?
Yeah. Apparently it was improvised. And Mike Myers was just like, what?
All right. 2 cards stacked on evac control. We got Sidious going down in front of, Jesus, I don't even know what jag that is.
That's Commander Nara. He draws on.
Oh, yeah. What a beast.
He's pretty good. I think he should go back in that QMC. I think Wedge doesn't make sense in that deck, so I'm probably going to cut Wedge for Commander Nara and QMC.
You're working on QMC, huh?
Right now, I just thought of it. Yeah, the one that we made for Mike French at Endor. I think that's a pretty good build.
Yeah, and what place did he get?
Well, 3rd. Mike French. I mean, he had the opportunity to play for. I mean, he made the top 4 and then wanted to go home, so he scooped. So,
interesting.
Could have been better.
Wanted to go home.
Yeah. I tried to talk him around it. We all did, but he said no, it's good enough because Kyle, him, and I were doing a split anyway. So.
I see. Interesting.
Not that the prize money is a huge deal to a successful restaurant owner such as Mike French, but
true.
It's good to have success.
Yeah, success rules.
Anyway,
Yeah, just sort of waiting for something to happen. I mean,
we've just got to stare off at the dune sea, it looks like. I mean, I would imagine there's a battle coming here.
I can't see a reason why you
Oh,
wouldn't.
just in the deploy phase action, looks like Erica is coming.
Yep. Erica blocking that drain. Here's the battle.
Strange that Erica is there and not at the cantina. I guess, yeah, well, Cornhorn gets picked up from the evac control, so Corn about to bust Erica's cover next turn, but and that's going to happen anyway. So Matt Carulli adding 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to his total battle destiny. So that puts him at 10 to the 9. So he only wins the battle by 1, but he does retrieve for having won the battle with his objective.
Mm-hmm.
Nara dies, but presumably Sidious is going to live, and he peels.
Yeah, he just peels one.
Yeah. Oh, Nara going to the back to tank. Nara's a pretty good character to have on that back to tank. 2 force, and draws a battle destiny on his own.
Perfect card for this deck.
Yeah. And I mean, and you get the draw from reserve when you deploy him, so he's kind of like 1 force.
It's got some movement. Maul lands, stays with Sidious. They do not move to the moisture farm.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I guess he's got Corrin in hand. You know he's got Corrin in hand.
Yeah. And Nara's essentially in hand.
Right.
So, but with Bale here, do we see resistance? No, we've got a shield pulled. So Bale's pretty good with Leia here being. Is there an Alderaanian? I think we see Ramus Antilles at Chandrilla, so I think we've got 2, 5, 7, 8 damage coming this way.
Even taking him off to take him off the Dune Sea and then essentially blocking the drain at Endor. It's still doing a lot of damage. It looks like, coming into the game late, it looks like he's ahead.
Yeah, I think Matt Carulli definitely. I would have liked to have seen Matt Scott play this a little bit more aggressively. Again, I think players are being a little bit passive here with their TTOs. So a control on presumably the Cantina drain.
Apparently, Chad Hills is an Alderaanian too. Is he the one that's chilling with Hera?
Oh, is he really? Yes, he is. He is with Hera. That's right. I did know that. So yeah, Alderaanians all over the place. Alderaanians taking. What's the saying? Whatever. I'm gonna stop that train of thought.
I don't even know what you were attempting to say, to be honest.
There's some saying.
About Alderaanians?
No, just like I was gonna try to convert some other thing into Alderaan.
No, please. Now I'm dying to know what the phrase was.
So, taking something back, but I can't remember what you're supposed to take back.
Sexy? Taking sexy back?
That might have been it. Yeah.
I don't see that's applicable at all. I don't understand what your train of thought, but
Carrie Fisher
this is not the first time. Oh yeah, I have a great Carrie Fisher Slave Leia costume that I came across, like her standing on a rock in the ocean. I'd never seen it before. It's in black and white.
Is this on the subreddit?
No, it's actually Carrie Fisher when she was younger. It came up because someone on the Star Wars CCG Facebook page was asking about where the image for Imperial what's it called? Leadership. What's it called? Command. Where Imperial Command came from, because I remember it from the movie.
Mm-hmm. Was it not in the movie?
That image is not in the movie, no. There's no image with Vader walking with Jerjerrod and like royal guards and stuff. But the thing is, Jerjerrod was originally supposed to be a huge part in both Empire and Return of the Jedi, so there are tons and tons of cutscenes And I posted a link to the cutscenes with Jerdra, but none of them included that image either.
Really? Wow.
That image of Blount and like a lot of the Endor unique characters were not in the movie and only come from a promo image of like a bunch of Endor soldiers on the Death Star with Luke.
So
Like,
what was originally
like
going to
Brooks-
happen there? How did they get to the Death Star?
Oh no,
Was
it was just a promo shot. It was just
Oh, okay.
they do those for a lot of the Star Wars movies, and people don't really pay too close attention to them.
Interesting.
All right, so we got a shield pull, shield aim high here.
Man, the Jar Jar actor must have been so upset after we
Happens,
got to
man.
see Return of the Jedi.
Part of being an actor.
Wasn't there a story? I think it was like the Thin Red Line or something, where I can't remember the guy who played the pianist. That guy, what's his name?
Adrian Brody.
Yeah, didn't he think he was the star of that movie like all the way through filming? And
I
then
don't know.
like in edit cuts or something, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, he was supposed to be the star, and then they filmed so much of it and they cut it down, and he had like one speaking role. So he like went to premiere assuming that he was the star, and then never saw himself. It was a totally different movie than they originally filmed.
Yeah, man, editing's magic. I mean, all the prequels were just shot, like they just shot a bunch of scenes and Lucas edited them later into movies,
Good work.
which is why they're disasters. Annie Hall was like that. It was like the opposite. Annie Hall was a disaster and they edited it into a good movie. And so Corn came down and broke Erica's cover, by the way.
Yes, yeah.
Were you angry that Annie Hall is a great movie?
Yeah, it didn't do anything for me.
That's
Escape Pod canceling this round of TTO damage, but that's the last one. He only plays the 2 escape pods, so he's gonna have to face them from now. But that might just be enough time because he's got Matt Carulli has a lot of control phase damage coming Matt Scott's way, and Matt Scott, I don't think has too many tools to answer it.
Nope. I mean, Jin was a huge blow up for him that turn.
Well, was she really?
I mean, just if he's going to do any, like, he can't. Not a huge blow out in the fact that like canceled a bunch of damage, but over the course of the game, it's going to cancel maybe 2 or 3 damage, and he's so far behind that he can't have 2 or 3 damage canceled like that.
That part's true. Yeah, that's a good point.
So maybe huge blowout, not the right descriptor. Oh, it says we're offline. Are you watching on Twitch?
No, I'm watching on the Skype. The Twitch feed is working for me. Try refreshing, Sika. Oh wait, he can't hear us, obviously.
True.
Okay, looks like so you've got second of the new reporting that it's okay, and Sika, it's fixed. Okay, good.
Another movie where a character got completely edited out was Empire Records, which is also a great movie, which I'm sure you'll say is trash if you don't even like Annie Hall.
No, that one I've never even heard of.
Oh my god.
Was that the worst answer or better? Is it well known?
Just disgust me. So we've got Piet and Stormtrooper Garrison coming down with Erica, so not a bad beat squad. Does trigger Hera? Well, I guess she's already with 2 rebels, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know how this is going to go. I can't imagine it goes amazing.
Is that Hera? No, that's Leia, right? I think it's Leia.
No, Leia's over on...
she's on Tatooine.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, so Leia was at one point on Endor, but she died and then went to Tatooine.
Interesting.
So yeah, it must be Hera, yeah. So, I mean, that doesn't really... I mean, that makes it so that Erica doesn't have to run away, but I don't think we're seeing...
Oh, yeah, I don't think...
Even if there is a beatdown, we've got Hujix, so... I think Matt Carulli is just totally cool with this.
Beat down there. No, I was saying I don't think it goes well for Matt Scott. Like, I don't think that force is actually doing anything.
Right, I agree. Especially with a card on evac control. So
there isn't a card on evac control.
Well, no, he just picked it up.
Oh, okay.
at the one Destiny 6 Black Sun Fleet. And Matt Carulli as Destiny is also an Animal Sorter. Oh, is that a Power Destiny? Oh, yeah. He'll see adds a Power Destiny, so then... Is that Owen and Brew? Did you know that Owen and Brew cannot react away from a battle with dodge?
Because their ability 2 and 1.
No, because their ability 3 is for a different reason.
Because they're not alone.
They're not alone. They have each other.
I've got you, babe.
Yep.
To get murdered by stormtroopers.
But they did it together. And that's really what counts. That's
Rewatched that recently, and that scene, I remember that scene specifically horrifying me when I was a kid.
It's really dark.
It's really graphic, yeah.
They're charred, like, he goes
They
back
wouldn't let that
to
fly
find
in a
the
PG
charred
movie now.
remains of his parents, or
Yeah.
like basically his parents.
His adoptive parents.
Yeah. And then just is haggling over price like the next day with Han. He didn't grieve very long.
No, but he kind of had a little tantrum. Like,
it felt like he grieved harder for Obi-Wan than for Owen and Beru. And he knew Obi-Wan for like 2 days total.
I don't know. He really didn't grieve that long for Obi-Wan either. He was right back in the thick of it. But that's war, man.
I guess that's
I
true.
don't have time to grieve anymore.
It's not like he was a soldier, though. I mean, he was just on his planet, just chilling out, and then...
Well, no, he had the temper tantrum with Han. I don't have to take this. I can fly that thing myself. And then he kind of got furious with Wios Leia as well. So he used his anger and outletted it in different ways.
That's a good point.
Not everyone grieves the same way, Tom.
It's true. It's true. I'm not trying to judge...
Nor do I think it's fair to, like, judge someone's grieving.
Yeah, and you know what? Maybe it's okay to grieve harder for... And, you know, maybe it's just like when Obi-Wan died, it kind of hit him that, you know, oh, man...
I mean, all he did was
Parents
salt the corner for a few minutes, and then he was like screaming, "I got one!" 2 minutes later.
It's true. Oh yeah, that didn't take long. Well, maybe he's just a fast healer.
Yeah, maybe he's just, I don't know.
We'll find out like a lot more about his process in the next episode, because something must have happened to send him to that island planet.
Kylo Ren killed all his Padawans at the Jedi Academy.
Could have been, yeah. All right, so now we've got this next control phase here from Matt Carulli. Looks like he's queuing up 5, 7, 8 damage again.
Man, this Alderaanian sub-theme is working overtime.
Yes, indeed. So he grabbed Might of the Republic with his Death Star schematics flip, and I was kind of wondering about that just to get Bail, and then he ended up drawing into Bail, but I think it was just he decided Bail was that important that if I can't get Bail for my Force Spell, I'm going to need him for my reserve deck.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, Bail is representing... Bail has been 4 damage a turn, really.
Yeah.
If the Hilsey had gone off, but he hasn't. But still, 3 damage a turn is still pretty huge.
Yeah, and I mean, if you think about the number of cards and turns and force that have been dedicated to stopping that Endor drain, like, that's just as good as a drain.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And did Matt Scott finally move the Vader's personal shuttle over to Endor, or it's hard to tell where that shuttle is?
It doesn't look like it, but you would just think it would be a little more centered somehow.
Yeah. I would definitely be...
Well, that's been the theme, right? That's
point.
Been the theme today, that people are refusing to...
They're playing scared.
Do anything but play it safe, yeah.
Yeah.
Especially out of this EOPS deck, where it really would thrive to go wide, and it's just not. Yeah. Now we see like a total beat squad: Lando, Nara, and who's that? Wedge.
Wedge, yeah. So 2 True Destinies to 2, but a cancellation, and this is looking.
Who does Wedge cancel with over there?
Well, Nora and Korn are both Red Squadron pilots.
Oh, I forgot Corum was there. Yeah, I didn't realize Nara was.
Yeah, and he gets the Power Destiny. Wait, is there a... Yeah, Wedge is a leader. What's up? Alright, 1 second, go sit boy.
All right, looks like some pretty massive destinies there with the Diplo flipped, and power's going to be pretty high. Likely, I mean, I don't know how much power some of those newer guys are, but you got to expect that this is somewhere near 35 power. I don't know what card that was that flipped. It looked like a new virtual card. Looks like a late close call, very late close call. Surface defense, so 5. Ooh, Gambit. 5, have to imagine that he canceled the 5. So drawing 0 there is an unmitigated disaster. We'll see if the handshake just comes across the table right now, but I imagine that's what's going to happen. Flipping 1. It's got to lose at least 3, right? 2. 3. Maybe there's less power than I thought, but I mean, 0 destiny. Looks like Carulli doesn't have any force saves, so he's got to lose his Lando. Out of play.
So the battle looks like it went pretty well for Matt Carulli here.
Yeah, Matt Scott drew a 0 for his uncanceled destiny, but he only flipped 3. I didn't know what the power totals would be because I couldn't tell what rebels were there and everything, but I would have thought he had to flip more than 3. But I guess Piet forfeits for 6 and Garrison forfeits for
4.
4, yeah, 10 plus 11, 21. Yeah, I guess that's, maybe it was a lot less power than I thought.
Yeah, there's not a ton of power from the guys at the site other than Lando.
Yeah, but 2 destiny plus the +3 from Diplo plus the power destiny.
Yeah.
It would have been 10. Yeah,
like,
I mean, it was upwards of 30. I would have thought.
Yeah, well, it was enough because we just saw the scoop in the handshake.
Yeah, I thought the handshake would be before that, but he obviously was able to untap and do some damage. So
yeah, I mean, not that it matters because this is not a differential tournament, but
it isn't.
No, just playing it out, I guess, and see if there's any hope. And once hope was all gone, because that was it. The game was going to be over in the next control phase.
Tom is doing commentary with himself. This is his good side and his evil side, both vocalizing. So it's like 2 little angels on Star Wars CCG shoulders.
Which one's the good side?
I think we all know who the good side is, Tom.
Me.
Yes, invariably you are the good and the bad side.
All right.
I feel like I didn't have to work that hard because I went to the dump. I can't believe you don't like dump living. It's pretty sweet. They take all sorts of electronics and furniture and stuff. Just load up the car, bring it to the dump.
Isn't it a lot easier if they come and get it for you?
Yeah, what do you think that costs in taxes, bro?
I'm worth paying it.
What are your taxes? What are your property taxes in bumfuck Connecticut?
Oh, I'm in Rhode Island now.
You're in Rhode Island?
Uh-huh.
Neither a road nor an island. Discuss. What part of Rhode Island?
South Kingstown.
South Kingstown. Do they have a card shop there?
I don't think so. I don't really know. There's nothing anywhere close to me.
You're like on the water or something, right?
Kind of close. Yeah.
Yeah, you're right near Narragansett. No, there's no country clubs near you. Wow, you're way down there.
Very close to Narragansett, yeah.
Because I've been looking at some X-Wing tournaments in Providence this month, so.
Yeah,
around Providence.
I've been thinking about going up to Providence to hold Rhode Island States or Kashyyyk Regionals. Just I don't know if I'm going to do it.
There's a couple card stores right outside Providence.
Yeah, so I might, I don't know. I got burned really badly last year for the Kashyyyk Regionals.
What do you mean?
So I don't know if I want to run a tournament again.
How do you get burned?
Not enough people showed up, so they DQ'd the buys. They just...
Damn, son. Harsh.
Treated it like it wasn't a legit tournament.
How many people do they need to have the buys count?
Apparently you need 4, and we had 3.
Yikes.
Yep. I mean, I would have liked more people to show up, just they didn't.
Tough to find players, man.
Yeah, it can be. So I don't know. Also, Providence is it's harder to get from the people traveling like to New England from the west. It's harder to get to Providence than it was to Stores. So extra hour and a half. But anyway, that's that. So that was a quicker.
Yeah, it was super quick. Hopefully we can get some updates. There were some good matches. Taco Bill versus Reed. Kessling versus Lenny. Fred versus Chris Kelly. Haid versus DePaulo. Haid 1-1. Lost round 2.
We had a Reed Smith versus Tom Haid game round 2. I would have loved to have that the feature match, but apparently Reed Smith declined to be featured.
What's he going to do if it's tomorrow and he's in the top cut?
I don't know. Let's hope that he agrees to be featured.
They should make you sign a waiver when you show up, like Magic does. Just auto put you on there.
Yeah, in retrospect, I agree. They should do that. At the time, I thought that would be... It seems kind of like weird to sign a waiver just to play in the card tournament, but, I mean, come on. All right, yeah, we've got... So do we have... Oh, we've got... Where are the records?
I'm just looking at the update thread where they post the matches and then they post who won.
The round winners. Yep. So we've got Greg Shaw. Greg Shaw's 2-0 versus Josh Mack. So that would be interesting to see what happened there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think all these would be great. I'll text Robbie, see if we can get some updates. Can we get some updates on other matches, please? If someone finished, text me. What's up? Have you been testing on Jemp at all?
I've done some Jemp games, yeah. Have you?
I have. I have played a couple games. Mainly, Justin and I went down to the Cape for Steve's birthday last weekend, and Steve was working, so during the day, Justin came with me to an X-Wing tournament, and he just played Magic and Star Wars on Jemp. And then after the X-Wing tournament, we sort of just played against each other. So I haven't gotten too many games without playing against Justin, but program seems okay.
I personally prefer Holotable, but Jemp is much more... It's got a higher player population, so that's a huge upside.
I like that, like, Bastion's always playing.
Yeah, I haven't actually played against Bastion on that, but I've seen him there.
Yeah, one of the things that I like the freeform nature of Holotable, that you can just, like, do everything. But one of the things that's really cool, and one of the ways that I feel like I got a lot better at Magic, was when I played Magic Online, and everything... Like, you can't mess up, right? There's no take-backs, there's no mistakes. Like, if you miss it, you miss it. And in Star Wars, that can be devastating. But it helps, like, when I was playing things like combo decks in Magic, like, I loved playing it online because it showed me, it let me visualize all the triggers, like, they would pop up, and I would see every interaction the way it's programmed to be. Yeah. And that's what I like about Jemp, is that there's...
As long as you never have to Flusterstorm another Flusterstorm.
Yeah, but even if you Flusterstorm or Flusterstorm, like, if you've done it once online, you see exactly how it goes.
Really? Oh, I messed that up every single time I did it.
Oh, really?
It was so hard.
On Moto?
Yeah.
Oh.
At least for me, I kept on Yeah.
Maybe that's like not the combo to start with or anything, but you can play combo decks that.
Yeah, no, that was the thing. I wasn't playing I would play Miracles when I played online.
Gotcha. Lenny beat Kessling. Reed beat Taco Bell.
Okay. Is Greg Shaw, what happened in that match?
Gogolin over Cal. VZ over PMJ.
Yeah.
What was
okay.
the match you want to know? Shaw.
Yeah. So
Who was he playing?
Remaker, Josh Mack. Yeah. It's just Shaw question mark. Wait, who are we texting here? Who's this other person?
That's not Robbie?
No, I don't think so.
Oh, well, whoever was texting us the deck list is who I texted. I assumed it was Robbie, but it's not. It's a different
Yeah.
area code. Yeah, I don't know who that is.
Interesting. We've just been having this conversation this whole time. Yeah, I just realized that it wasn't Rob.
Anyway, yeah, Jemp is like one of the things I've always been classically bad at is like remembering deployment modifiers. I think those texts are really hard to remember.
Okay.
And things like the Rebel landing site or whatever in RST or just Endor deploying Rebels there has burned me more than once. So, doing that, hopefully doing that on Jemp will
definitely
help
against me.
players.
It's happened that someone is like, you know how you have to pay +1 to move within 10 minutes, and they'll have like 2 force and 2 guys, and they'll move one of them, and then there was a long pause, and you're like, you wanted to move both, didn't he? Mm-hmm. And then just move to the draw phase, and then
then game over.
Yep. So that'll happen.
But it shows how freaking ruthless the game would be if there were things like active judging or even just no takebacks or anything like that.
Yeah, the no takebacks is really, because I mean, as long as you remember those things, you just say, oh no, it costs +1, and then they say, oh, all right, I'm not going to move.
Right. What I'm saying though is like if you ever held a tournament on Jemp, those are things that you would have to.
Oh, and they did, and that happened. Like that decided multiple games in the tournament.
I'm sure, but that's why I don't know. It goes back to in this game specifically, what constitutes cheating and what constitutes a missed action.
Right.
It's already the game that you have to remember the most
by far
than any other game. So, if you say point to a system and say drain, and the person loses 2 because they forget that their objective makes it -1.
Yeah,
you
can't do that on Jump.
Right, but that's like the perfect age-old argument. What is that? Is that just the way the game is, or what?
Yeah, to me, if you know that they're supposed to drain -1 and you don't stop them from losing that force, that's cheating.
Even though it's their card and it's always been they have to remember their cards?
Yeah, I mean, just because you're responsible for your own cards doesn't mean you can, not play by the rules of the game.
Yeah, in Magic it's the opposite. In Magic you have to remember your own cards, and if you don't and you miss it, that's your fault for not knowing your own card.
No, I mean sometimes with optional triggers, but
yeah, but a drain -1 is an optional trigger, right?
No, it's mandatory. Like ROPS or something, it doesn't give them the option. You can't, if you wanted to lose more force to a force drain and ROPS was out, you don't have the option to ignore that trigger, the drain -1.
I mean, except that you do.
No, you don't. If you lose more force than you're supposed to from that force drain, you're cheating.
Okay, so who's the cheater in that scenario? You can't say both players are cheating.
The person who knowingly plays not in accordance with the rules is cheating.
Man, you're a lawyer. That would not hold up in court.
That absolutely would hold up in court. The mens rea? Are you kidding me? That's super important. That's the most important part.
Of court?
Yeah.
That's what that's called?
The mens rea, yeah. The state of mind. How you kill someone. It could be, someone's dead at the end of the day, but
No, I understand.
What
but
you were
like,
thinking
what I'm
is the
saying is
difference
that
between involuntary manslaughter and murder one.
you can't prove the intent.
Oh, yes, you can. That's all they
Okay,
do.
okay, but then all right, so fine. Let's say, and no, I'm not talking about in court. I'm talking about in the game.
Right, that's hard. It's hard to say, but
Especially since you're trying to say that the person losing the force is the cheater.
it's
You could
very
never,
unlikely that it happens.
but you would never. It's like already lopsided. I would argue that it's. I don't know. I would have to come up with something more eloquent, but like, you can't sit here and tell me that someone who loses an extra force is cheating, because that would never hold up under.
I'm telling you that they're cheating. You're saying it's hard to prove from an outside standpoint that they're cheating, which I agree with. But you're not disputing the fact that it is intrinsically cheating.
Yes, I think that I am disputing the fact that if I lose an extra force, it is not cheating. It is stupidity.
What if you wanted to lose that extra force so you could get the destiny tracked on top? Like the destiny you wanted was 2 force down.
Then it is not stupidity, it's a genius, and I'll allow it.
It's cheating still. You didn't have access to that card. You shouldn't. And yeah, if there's an autumn action you didn't take. Wait, hold on. We've got Jeremy beat Hade, Shaw won.
Hade 1 and 2.
Yeah, wow. That's a surprise.
All right, I'm gonna take a quick break before round 4 starts.
Sounds good.
All right.
Good. Just reading now Rob's report on the team tournament, the 4 games he gets to play. He plays against Ewoks first time with IE Troopers. Flips on turn 2. So, yeah, we saw Chris get blown out by Dark Jedi Presence, but on the other hand, Rob wins by 31, so. Oh, yeah, never mind. Chris got a fast. All right, anyone? Yeah, Jerry. It was. Wait, no, it wasn't the same day as another tournament. It's just only the Twigs showed up on the Saturday, and then the Sunday we had. This was one of the most ridiculous tournaments I've ever taken part in. The 3 2-time world champs, Emil, John Chu, and Justin Desai, as well as Chris Kelly and Jared Konsker for a 6-man event for the Sunday tournament. But the Saturday tournament was just 3 people, so I decided not to give the Twigs the bye that they traveled for, and still a little bit upset about that decision. But yeah, kind of turned me off of running tournaments again, and maybe I will this year, maybe not. I don't know. Also, the location is worse, and it's much harder for me to get to a card shop where I live now. From before, there was one in walking distance. Now there's literally nothing in walking distance. I can't even make it to a store in walking distance from where I live right now. It's just residences and swamp. So, yeah. That's probably the bigger factor. I'd have to, like, take an Uber to the tournament, and that's not ideal. Anyone else? Any comments in Twitch? Anything? Oh, they just used 4 rounds instead of a final confrontation? Why? Team tournament is supposed to be 3 rounds in a final confrontation. I don't know why you would ever have a 4-round team tournament. I think they just keep on accidentally scheduling it like that. All right, we've got the round 4 pairings up. We've got Lenny versus Greg, Reed versus Mike Kessling. All right. Moving. So, a few decent feature match choices here. Lenny and Greg, Reed and Mike Kessling probably being the 2 that you'd most like to see. We haven't seen Mike Kessling white yet, but he has been up. So Lenny and Greg probably seems like the if they pick one.
Looks like we got some action, boys.
Yep, and we've got the day 1 or round 4 pairings up on the day 1 updates thread.
Meat back on the menu.
Not
So
sure
this
if
is
the thing.
who are the 4 undefeateds? Lenny, Shaw, Reed, and
Mike Kessling. It must be.
I thought Kessling lost earlier.
No, he won that first game. He won it convincingly.
Was that on camera?
Yeah, against Chris Kelly.
No, against Vikram Bali.
Oh, right. It was Bikram. Yeah.
Yeah, I completely forgot. All right, so we have to assume that this is the Lenny Shaw.
I would think so. It could also be Reed and Mike Kessling. Wait, isn't Matt Carulli undefeated?
Maybe.
Maybe already. All right, let's look at this.
No, Lenny's 3-0.
So Carulli, doing a search for Carulli is bad because there's 2 Carullis.
Shaw's 3-0.
And Matt Carulli is 3-0.
Reed's 3-0.
Maybe there's 5 3-0s.
No, Kessling didn't win last round.
So why is Kessling playing Reed and not Matt Carulli? Oh, because it's round 4.
It's round 4.
It's an even round. So, yeah, they can't. Okay.
Yeah, Kessling lost to Lenny.
Okay. All right, good work, Lenny. So, yeah, we've got Lenny and, he's just replacing the Matt Carulli. So this should be Lenny and Greg Shaw here.
So Shaw's on Jakku means.
Okay. And we've got a court scum from Lenny. This is one match where I think it seems like it would be a lot better to be throne room.
Should what?
Wouldn't it be a lot better to be throne room in this particular match than Jakku?
Possibly.
Yeah, because it's not like they can start Emperor start. And it's like you're like throne room, except you're just 1 turn slower.
Didn't we see Throne Room get absolutely muckled by this already?
We did, but we also saw some plays that we thought were kind of questionable from Vikram there, just not reinforcing the ground ever. But yeah, Court's a good deck, I mean, especially against light mains. So I wouldn't.
Well, I'll be interested to see those deck lists. You know what I'm
Oh,
looking for out of that dark side deck.
we'll see.
I don't know, Lenny. Is he friends with Kessling, or where's he from?
He is from the DC area.
C.
Actually, DC itself, I believe.
DC.
Mm-hmm.
Shaw with very firm handshake there.
Oh, I was looking at the list. I missed it.
Oh, we did get the lists.
Looks pretty standard from Greg Shaw.
Only one Philo. Only one Obi-Wan. No Ahsoka. Cut Ahsoka for a second Rey instead this morning, it looks like.
Oh,
Can't say I like that. I like me some Ahsoka.
Rey's a really good card, though. I can understand wanting backups there.
I don't mind having two Rey. I just also want the Ahsoka.
Okay. That's fair.
I mean, she's pretty good.
We've got one times Luke's lightsaber, two times Qui-Gon's lightsaber, which is kind of interesting. I've heard a lot of people saying that in decks like this, like Throne Room or Jakku, that they prefer two lightsabers for Luke. Okay, so we've got Lenny's list here.
Wait, okay, never mind, there it is.
Two Greedos is unusual, right?
Two Greedos is cool. Yade Mirak.
He's got his share of smugglers.
What does that guy do? I don't even know.
He does something different if you draw an even versus an odd destiny or something. He's pretty good in space.
Yeah, I think I've seen him. He's got Jasper, which is
That's pretty standard,
good.
I think. Yeah.
Is it?
Program trap here.
Yeah, program trap.
That could be a way to clear out these big mains. No, I'm sorry to say, any method's necessary, V.
All right, people are saving it for Worlds, I guess. Sleeping on that card, bro.
It could be. You should come and show us all how good it is.
Yeah, I'll be testing for Continentals, so.
Continentals and Destiny?
Yeah, and X-Wing, technically, but I'm not prepping for X-Wing.
Oh, okay. Wait, are they starting? So they didn't full screen us, did they?
No, I just asked them to in the Twitch chat.
Okay.
I'll text
So anyway, we've got a start going here, and looks like Lenny's pulling just all the usual suspects. Ooh, he's going really aggressive here. Pulling out a ship. I wonder if that's because he couldn't find a docking bay, or if he just wants to just really go in with this Ellis. He's pulling Jabba, Scum, and Ellis.
That docking bay, did he get it with Oh, that's the hallway?
That's the
Oh
hallway.
no, is that what is that?
That is the hallway. Or not the
Is it?
hallway. The bridge.
Oh, it's like altered or whatever?
Yeah, I just think it's just got a signature
Glare.
on top of it. No, it just looks like it's gold pen signature.
Gotcha. Nope, there's a docking bay.
He went for the docking bay instead of Ellis. So he thinks better of... I was going to say, that seems like a really aggressive flip, but it kind of makes sense in a way, because you don't expect Jakku mains to attack the system right away, like turn one. So you just get, 4 damage set up right away. But no, alright, so backs up Jabba with Bosk and says go. So now it is to Greg.
Greg ripping some shields here.
Yep.
He started battle plan. Draw their fires, go walk lane, like my father before me.
Let's see. I see Qui-Gon. Can't really tell what the other cards in his hand are.
Looks like Unita was one of them.
Okay. Yep. I see it now too.
Thank you. The armrest cover. Man, now we've got a bunch of glare on Shaw's side. Robbie was saying before the stream that end of the table is not like they covered the table with like some cloth or something, but they couldn't get all of it.
It doesn't seem that bad, the glare.
Yeah, I mean, his lost
definitely
pile
not
is a
like
little
earlier.
glary.
Yeah, but before we couldn't even see what the cards were, and now we're okay. All right, looks. Oh no, I thought that was about to be the deployment. Greg's still thinking about his first turn. Oh, just losing the keep your eyes open to the court damage.
Ah, there we go, full screen.
Yep.
And he's just drawing. So.
Wait, did you just see the full screen?
Yeah.
So wait, now you're lagging. Because
what do you see right now?
Lenny's about to start activating. And he just put down the first force. Like, he's activating still. So did you see that a while ago, or?
Well, I did get a text from my exchange student daughter, so maybe I just missed it.
Okay. It'd be nice if we're both, like, in sync. It's being weird. Anyway. Lenny taking his turn. Greg, a passive turn, just drawing and saving some amount of force. It's hard to tell how much. Looks like more than one, though. Probably getting ready for, or even just threatening a turn to deploy. I like doing this against court. Is just save a bunch of force.
Yeah, you're gonna need it.
Yeah.
And honestly, Shaw only was able to find one site. You got to imagine he's drawing up for
that
activation and stuff.
Yep, you might have found it. But yeah, you save a lot of force against court, and they're like, oh no, where do I go? I can't go here, I can't go there. Maybe I just reinforce the audience chamber. And then maybe you attack the audience chamber if they don't reinforce it to your liking, or maybe you just go somewhere else.
Mm-hmm.
And it doesn't put a whole lot of pressure on, in most cases, court. So, yep, here he's backing up the audience chamber and drawing.
Yeah, so this, like, we're on a collision course now, right? Like, just these guys drawing huge hands, and we're gonna either have a massive clash, or people, like they have done on stream all day, just avoid each other.
Yeah, exactly. Let's hope for the massive clash. I keep on wanting to move my mouse cursor because it's like, but it's Rob's mouse. All right, so it looks like a pretty decent sized force pile for Greg here.
Yeah, really tough to see what's in the hand there.
Yeah, it is. We see the Anita, of course, that we saw before. I think that's a Leia Rebel Princess, who right now would blank that site. I don't think that's that relevant. But, I mean, he has access to the scum cancel here if he wants to do that. Probably not worth the force. I think Jedi Lev and Bith Shuffle, I think I saw. Not a lot of characters, though. I think there's only 2 characters. I think it might just be Leia and Qui-Gon.
Oh.
Lenny looks like he's got 4 saved, or is that 3? Either way, he just showed his force file, and there's a decent number of force saves, so any good amount of defensive options open to him, including barrier and stunning leader.
Sorry, I'm just off mic for a sec. My
No worries.
daughter's going crazy.
Fishy? Saying sushi?
I think I see a ceasefire in Lenny's hand. That could be pretty important in this upcoming battle.
Yeah. Because Greg has Luke's lightsaber for sure.
Yeah, either from reserve or from hand.
No, it's in his hand. I saw it.
It's in his hand, okay.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, that's how he's going to want to bust through. I think Greg's just deciding if now is the time to strike.
It looks like he had Qui-Gon as well.
Yeah, I saw the Qui-Gon. Do we see a Luke in his hand? I don't know if I've seen a Luke.
That I didn't see.
All right. Leia. So
Okay.
he's deploying Leia. Presumably he's just now going to cancel Scum, and because he's blanked that site out.
Mm-hmm. How do you feel about this as like an overall strategy, just getting rid of Scum in general?
Usually they run 2 Scums.
Right.
So I'm not too
That was
crazy.
my thinking too.
And this is a lot of force for not that much board, which is like you can't keep Leia in front of the Ions Chamber here because she's about to just get owned if you do that. So you have to deploy someone else and maybe move to the Great Pit of Carcoon. But if Lenny doesn't have a second Scum here, let's check his deck list.
Okay, interesting. So he just played Yoda, Unita to get back Keep a Little Optimism.
Interesting.
Or was it Keep a Little Optimism? Or Hear Me, Baby?
I think it was Optimism. So that was the card he lost. He lost it from hand to court. So, yeah, I guess he probably thought he was going to be the one firing the weapons, but now he's got no weapons and Dengar's there. So, interesting play. That's pretty safe. Now he can't get blown up by multiple battle destinies unless Yoda gets hit. And let's see, do we have a second Scum and Villainy in Lenny's deck? Can't even find the first Scum and Villainy in Lenny's deck. There's 2 Scum and Villainies in Lenny's deck, as expected. So, oh, and as we can see, he just pulled it.
Yeah. Wait, what does Optimism even do? Why would he play that?
That's it's like the light side ceasefire.
Oh, then it wasn't Optimism. It was... That's not what it's called.
Right, yeah, keep your eyes open.
Eyes open, that's what it is. Keep your eyes open. Same thing.
Yeah. Now goes with the space. Wonder, does Lenny not have a droid here? He must, otherwise he wouldn't play Scum, because then Greg just cancels it again.
Right.
The light is really weird. It's making everyone on the bottom look like they've got red fingernail polish on.
Maybe they do. So
Maybe
judgmental.
they do. I was just assuming that they did not, and saying that the light makes that happen, but who knows? Ugh. Interesting. So Zuckus comes from the deck. So Alice was in hand. Is he just not deploying a droid here?
Did he forget? What was the point of replaying Scum? To
Yeah, that's
choke
what I'm
him?
thinking. Yeah, that doesn't seem worth it. I mean, he's getting the discount on all these ships, but... Does he lose to Court in this situation? He doesn't, right? Even though he has ability 0?
Yeah, they're not off the table.
Yeah, so
All right, here we go.
there's the droid indeed. I've been actually accidentally watching the Twitch feed for a while now.
Yeah, I was going to say maybe you are the one that's on the delay.
Yeah, no, I'm now back in the
All right, so there's the keep your eyes open.
Yeah, all right. I think we're on the same time because I just saw it too.
Flips the Hujix off the top, which is a tough loss. That's one you definitely want to have. But not canceling Yoda's game text is pretty great.
Right, and stopping Dengar from shooting. So he's launching just to get the home one out of there.
Yeah, which he probably should have done first, but
Yeah, if he had lost the home one, he would have really hated himself. But, better to do it during the battle than, realize your mistake and not compound it. Not
absolutely.
fail to do it. Oh! Greg Shaw draws 7.
That is, as someone who enjoys drawing a blind 7, that was a nice blind 7.
That was high quality.
I feel like I'm a good barometer on what's a good blind 7 and what's not.
That was a good blind 7. Bosk, though, covers 7 because he's a bounty hunter.
Oh, that's so good.
Yeah.
Scum just has a lot of synergy, man.
Court is a really good deck. And now, wait, Leia's immune less than 5 with Jabba, right? So
Yeah.
we have immunity from the light side player. So what's the power? I
What's
don't know.
The power situation, though? The power's got to be
3, 7,
Oof.
10, 12, 14 to 13, unless he doubled Bosk.
He had to have, right?
Yeah. I would have been tempted to just lose a bunch of cards, like lose 4 or something.
Yeah, I don't really like losing that Yoda. That Yoda's really important.
I'm trying to do the count again. So, Greg,
but in all
has
honesty,
13.
Oh, go ahead.
But Greg has Aunita in hand, so maybe that's what he's thinking. He's going to Aunita the. Oh, and
he Unita'd already. He Unita'd the keep your eyes open.
Oh, right. He did. Yeah.
And honestly, is that not the best case scenario for what Greg could have faced down there? Is to just only see Forlom?
Yeah.
Like,
maybe he thinks that
Lenny
Forlom's
spent a lot of force going to back up space, and that could have gone a lot worse, I think.
Yeah. Interesting that he chose. I mean, the thing is that Forlom will just cancel Yoda's game text in the future. But still, now he's canceling Yoda's game text as opposed to Chewie's here. Although Chewie probably going to shoot Forlom, maybe? Alright, so we got Chewie and Obi-Wan. I wonder how much force Greg has left. Does he have enough to get Yoda back and play Yoda? Probably not. And Kessling, yeah, purple shields. Okay, so he does have active force. Both players running the battle plan combos, which is interesting.
Yeah, I thought that was interesting too.
Everyone's paying for interrupts. Everyone gets free battles. I think it's a sign that both players want to be aggressive.
And they're definitely showing that. They have been. Look at that.
Yep.
Slice. Jabba's dead.
Going straight at Jabba. I like it.
I like it. I mean, who else?
Yeah, with the sorry about the mess. Oh, baby, nice. Oh, ceasefire, though.
Ceasefired it.
cancel the sorry about the mess. That could have been a blowout.
I mean, it's a reverse blowout, right? Two cards from hand.
Yeah, but still, you got the ceasefire, and now that was his one interrupt for the battle, because we see he's got no active force left.
Well, what's he gonna play? He's not even playing any methods necessary V. So what's the point?
True. Yeah,
Does Jabba have to pay one to double power?
He does, so now he can't do that. But he only had Dengars. I mean, although last turn he only had Bosk, and there was no smuggler there, so Bosk was only power 4. Unless we're miscounting 3, 7, 11, 14, 16, 18 to 13. So we'd have to peel 5, Greg. Or it was Yoda. I might have peeled the 5. Anyway, we've got Dengar.
Yep, just clipped Leia and Chewie.
Yep.
And if he draws high,
Draws a 2. Wait, he gets the multiple battle destiny because Yoda's not there anymore.
Yep.
So that clears the site from.
What adds the battle destiny?
Forlom with
Bounty Hunter.
Jabba. So yeah, Forlom is forfeit +2 because he's a bounty hunter. So Forlom will cover, or Dengar will cover. So now, meanwhile, we've got a drain of 3 and 1 from Lenny coming up, and initiative to reinforce the audience chamber.
Mm-hmm.
And we see he really wants that card to be Luke. That's the card that Greg really wants right now, is Luke. It looks like a character. Is that Corrin? Greg's hand doesn't look that good.
No.
He needed that
Chancellor, but
he needed that battle to go better for him there. I love that these players are playing at a good pace, though.
yeah. Oh yeah, this game is flying.
I think we're more turns into this game than the Brian Fred game ever got.
The only thing I'm like, actually, this is just Lenny's turn 3. That's how crazy this game's been.
But
I would have liked to see, I would have liked to see.
Oh wow.
I don't want to say a little more patience, but maybe a little more patience from Shaw. Tough to say, because he doesn't have a lot of damage potential, right?
Yeah. No, with his hand the way it was, he's just got so few characters. I don't think he can contest this audience chamber. And
no,
if
but
you're not
maybe
contesting the audience chamber, what else are you doing here? Yeah, it is. It's
maybe
Corrin
you're drawing up for all the space, and you're taking out that space with like super duper home 1.
Maybe this is a tough space. I feel like Greg is in a really tough position right now. He's got just battle interrupts and guys who don't do anything in home 1 just by itself, which I think he's drawing this turn, which is not a good situation to be in. Yep. He loses to court and draw. I mean, that's the play he had to make. But that is not, you're not happy about that as the light side player. And he's not picking up anything really big right now either. Just a bunch of red. Lando doesn't do it. He needs Luke. Or Akbar.
Yeah, he has not been able to find a Luke, which is bad, but here comes 4 more. And probably more reinforcement.
Is that a Monarch loss or something? Why is he showing his hand? Oh, that's not his hand, that's his deck.
Well, he's still got a whole bunch of cards left, I guess.
Yeah. So it's not over, but he's very far behind on board, Greg.
Yeah, I'm not really sure what he can do to get back in this game.
I mean, I would call this game position like an 85 to 90% win rate for Lenny at this point. It's gonna be so hard to come back from this. He's just so far behind.
Well, he does have Luke now, but you got to wonder how much force he has left.
Yeah, and Luke by himself.
He's
Like,
got
you've
Luke
got
and
Boba Fett
Qui-Gon.
on the other end, but Boba Fett. What are you gonna do? You get attacking into Boba Fett? I don't see a Clash of Sabers. Sorry about the mess. I don't think he has the second one. There's nothing to contest that. I don't think even with everyone, if you could deploy them all in battle, which he might not even have the force to do. I don't even think that's a good battle. You've got Dengar, P60, and Boba Fett, so you've got 3 shots and 3 destiny. And potentially hidden weapons.
Yep. And not that Greg knows the list. Could be any methods necessary in there, too.
That's true. We'll see if he plays around it. And then in space, you've got Zuckuss. You've got the Ponda
Probably a
Baba.
Vazin.
Yeah, Ponda Baba's on one of them, I think. I'm not sure
Oh,
who.
okay, it's Ponda Baba.
Yeah, I'm not sure who that other smuggler. I think that might be Woof. So
Oh, yeah,
and
Woof is
Ponda
on
Baba,
Alice and Hinthra, for sure.
that's the scariest 2 smuggler. Like, he's just so secure in both places. Yeah, I mean, Greg's not winning without battling here, so he's making the play. Even though it doesn't look like it could be good, it's his best play. So.
Does he
yeah,
have the force for anything else?
maybe it comes down to what did Greg really get out of that turn where he just played Leia, Yoda, canceled Scum? Like
Nothing.
maybe that's where this game kind of took the wrong turn, because he didn't. We were kind of questioning at the time, and then the second Scum came out, so it's like, okay. And then Lenny had a really good battle on the counterattack.
Mm-hmm. Which you had to know was going to happen.
Yeah, you have to anticipate it.
I mean, that's the whole deck is counterattack.
Yeah, so I would have possibly liked just 1 turn more patience. I think you're right. Just 1 turn later and get a good attack on Jabba, not just wait for you to be attacked. And here comes Greedo as a react.
Yeah, Greedo, too strong. OP, please nerf.
I mean, Lenny's playing too.
Let's think about the bold choices of 2X today. Lenny's playing 2 Greedo, which is like outstanding. And Fred and Matt Scott are both playing 2 It's Worst combo.
Very interesting.
Which are not amazing.
That's a very surprising inclusion. 2 of that. 1 makes sense.
Yeah, I'll always rock 1.
Alright, and I had looked away for a second and I missed a weapon destiny. It looks like it hit Greedo.
Greedo got chopped up. Now we're seeing hidden weapons
on whoever didn't swing, probably. Is a capture on Luke, but he escapes. Luke's lightsaber should go to.
Escapes. Yeah.
Wait, what? Yeah, Luke's lightsaber goes lost, but
Lightsaber goes lost during an escape?
yeah.
What do you drop it? I don't understand. That's stupid.
Anytime a character leaves table, all the cards on them go to the lost file. So even if you step stun like Luke, his saber would go lost. Yep. Greg sees the line. Concedes. That was A
Yeah,
schlock?
that's a muckling.
A muckling. I like this word.
Thanks, bro. Give me that.
Yeah, Greg got behind, and we wonder if it was that turn 2 play. Or maybe that was just always going to happen. Either way, that was a quick one, so let's
I was talking into an unplugged mic again. I reached too far. Yeah, Kessling lost with his dark, but he lost to Lenny. So maybe just Lenny knew the ins and outs of Scum. Do we know what Lenny's playing for light?
I don't think we do. So Lenny and I don't know if we have other news on the undefeated players.
If Lenny and Reed are both 4-0, are they not going to give us the 4-0 feature match? That seems miserable.
I agree. Oh, these are. Did you see the preview cards here?
Nowhere.
They're on the forums.
They were released at Nationals?
I guess it must have been. These images are really cool. I don't know who any of these characters are, so I don't know if they're
Holy crap.
actually like good.
Holy crap. The Ghost? Made 2 pounds of passengers and the Phantom.
And the Phantom.
Made to play Phantom from reserve deck reshuffle. Ship docking. Immune less than 5 when Harris piling cannot be canceled. Sabine. Once per turn, when firing a blaster rifle, may target for free and add 2 to total weapon destiny. While with 2 rebels or an Imperial, whenever you win a battle here, opponent loses 2 force. Immune to hidden weapons. It's pretty insane. Baze Malbus with cannon. If about to be lost, may fire Baze's cannon, permanent weapon. May target a character for free. Draw destiny, add 1 if targeting a character ability less than 3. Target hit and forfeit equals 0. Blah, blah, blah. So you can only fire it if he's about to be lost?
This card is so confusing.
It's not.
Yeah.
No, you can't. It's a period and then.
Yeah, so he can fire if he's about to be lost.
But he just fires regularly.
Yeah.
Deploying. All right, so Spectre of the Supreme Leader. Deploying table. The Phantom Menace is canceled. It's a 7. You lose no force to Kylo Ren and Kylo's lightsaber. If Kylo is about to be lost, may place this effect in lost pile and retrieve Kylo or Kylo's lightsaber into hand. That's gross. It's a Jedi's resilience and a Phantom Menace.
Yeah. Wait. Is that? Hold on. I have to turn like my computer sideways to read these things.
I'm turning my head sideways, so you win.
I have a laptop. It's a lot easier for me.
Savage Oppress. Get out of here. Deploys -1 for each Sith character here. Once per game, may exchange a card in hand with a Sith character in lost pile, immune less than 3. That's cool design. Rebel Fleet V. Deploying table your first generation. +1 at docking bays you occupy once per game. May take into a hand Dantooine, Mon Calamari, Yavin 4, or the Profundity into hand from reserve deck. So
don't see the profundity here, I think.
We don't get the Profundity, but we know it exists.
Indeed. And the profundity will be coming out in this coming set. So it's not a missing link.
Looks like...
I mean, I was just looking at the images look really cool, right?
The images are dope. Looks like my V-card's not coming out this set. Bastards.
Not my fault. I said I was okay with it.
Yeah, right. Screw you guys.
That's Justin if you don't believe with me.
Either.
Baze is, I think, the only one that I actually know Baze was the guy with the big gun in what, Rogue One, right?
Good job.
Yeah. So that guy looks really good. The
Yeah, I think
cosplayer.
Sabine looks the best out of all of those, but yeah.
Okay, yeah, I don't know who's Sabine. She's in Rebels, I'm assuming, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know who any of like these other characters are.
Bummer dog. You gotta get on that.
So yeah, Ghost, the starfighter that can hold another starfighter.
Yeah, it's cool. All right, I'm gonna take a break till round 4.
Okay. What's up? Oh, sure. Look over here. What's it doing there? This way, do you want me to bring it somewhere else, or do you want to pack it on? I'll read it by the way the puzzle. No, we can move the plants if you want to do that now. Bring the plants outside? Where outside? Back here? Really? On the back deck or around the ground? have to pull it out as well. You want them underneath the table again?
Tom? This, this folder one.
Alright, I'll close it. Yeah, just prop it open so that it could easily go in and out. But Hello? Is there a mic or is it just me?
I'm here.
Oh, okay.
My headset's on, but nothing's really
Yeah, no, I just
going on.
we've got a 1 next to SWCCGPC. What does that mean?
Ooh, I don't know.
Oh, I have 1 notification on Twitch. Someone friended me. You can be friends on Twitch? Okay.
I didn't know that.
I'm now friends with Second of the New. I don't actually know who Second of the New is. But if you like Star Wars CCG, you're friends with me. Justin says we came up with the deck literally while sleeping. Literally while sleeping, huh? Nice to know that's all it takes to beat me.
Yeah, we gotta dare to dream a little bigger, darling.
Probably, yeah. Every dream I have about Star Wars CCG is just me showing up to a tournament and like realizing I don't have decks or something.
You know, I never dream about cards, but I dream about X-Wing all the time. I don't know if it's because it's like the hands-on setting dials and like moving shit around, but
Yeah, it's more physical. Like cards are representational more. I mean, they're both representational, but to a greater extent with cards. Interesting. I haven't replied anything, so. Day 3 deck I beat Shannon with and won my first Worlds with I made during sleep. Wow. I don't know how you guys are so productive during your sleep.
just have sweet dreams, bro. Sweet dreams are made of these.
Deckless? I don't think that's what they were thinking when they wrote those lyrics.
Probably.
So we've received word that Reed Smith has gone to 4-0.
All right, can we find out why he refuses to play on playoff?
I mean, there could be reasons.
Oh, you think it's the AI reason?
That would be my guess.
I find that guess annoying.
I do too. And also because a lot of the AIs are different thickness than a normal Star Wars CCG card. We have a little bit of experience with this. There's some history there, if you remember back to that one NPC. So I wouldn't be surprised if a bunch of those
No, what happened in DC?
of like a similar destiny are no one of the NPCs.
Oh,
But I would not be surprised at all if maybe there's a bunch of low destiny European AIs in Reed's deck, for instance. Is this Tobias? Yeah, I think it's usually probably an even match, Scum versus Throne Room, but sometimes it goes that way, I think. I think if Scum wins that match, it wins it really quickly with those kind of like counter beats. Anyway, Reed going to 4-0. He played against, who did he just play? Mike Kessling. So Mike Kessling now at 2-2. Matt Carulli versus Andy Wexton. We don't know what the result is of that, I don't think. Oh, Vinny Rossi looks like he's 0-3 after that. The Stormtrooper beats. Now that people know about him, maybe he's not getting them. You've got the current Hearthstone World Champion is trying to pull off a cowboy get-up thing, and he's failing so hard that he's kind of succeeding.
Really?
He's like very, very nerdy Russian, and like he's at like a cowboy themed event, I think. Yeah, to be honest, we had Court or Lenny was. It seemed like he was considering just going in there turn one with the Ellison Hinter, and I mean,
Yeah, who's
we did
considering
see
it?
him stack there pretty late, and I mean that was the drain three with the Ellison. That was a pretty large part. Like Greg got behind, and because of that force drain, I think that's a pretty large part of why he didn't have the time to catch up. Hold on one sec. Yeah, it's true. In that game, we didn't see the Jedi Council chambers ever come out, so that was kind of a blow for Greg. And we thought he could have been a little bit more patient. That may have been his downfall.
Mm-hmm.
But in general, where are you on the throne room versus Jakku mains debate? What do you think?
Um, I mean, I know. Yeah, I like the Jakku mains. I like that it can. I like a lot of what it does. I think it's very versatile, and I think it's like an awesome space deck.
Okay. So because it has the system and is good at space, you like having that system just on the table right away.
Yep. I think it's like really strong in space, and you can be really versatile.
Okay. More so than throne room?
Yeah, I think more so than throne room.
All right. Yeah, I've never actually played a game with either of those, so it's hard for me to say. Just kind of played against
I've
them.
never been a huge fan of Throne Room. I just don't like. I just hate devoting like a fifth of my deck to activation.
Yeah, it's a lot. And Throne Room, something about the style of play is really hard for me to grasp.
Yeah. All right. Hopefully we get this round going, but I'm gonna run out for a minute.
Okay. Yeah, I don't have any real idea at this point when the next round is going to be over. It seems like a while ago that we finished our last game, so just kind of on standby for the moment. The true meaning, yeah. That was a beast for sure. I remember I would usually beat Communing with ROPS, but you'd never win it in time. It was always like you'd lose for the first hour, and then you win for the second hour. And eventually you get there, but not if you're playing a timed game in a tournament setting. There was no way to play fast enough as a ROPS player. Even if you're both playing fast, it's just way too many turns to get to the point where ROPS is winning the game. Have there been any amazing new decks or tech so far at Nats? We haven't seen anything. We've mostly seen the standard decks. We've seen our first game matchup was Throne Room versus Court Mains. Or not Court Mains, Court just Scum. Got thrown off by the fact that Vikram Bali was involved, but he was playing light side, not dark. And then game 2, we had an Old Allies versus TTO match. Pretty standard stuff on both sides. And then we had TTO versus what was the light side? Diplo. Again, looked pretty standard on both ends. And then the most recent game we saw was just the Jakku mains versus Court Scum. So we've seen Darkside go 3-1 on stream, and as far we don't have any information about other decks aside from what we've seen on the stream. But I imagine Tom Hade is playing something new. Although Tom Hade is 1-2 as far as we know. Let's look and see if the day one update thread has gotten anywhere. No, still on the. We don't have the round 4 results. So Lenny and Reed should be the top table coming up into this next one. Although Lenny Reed and Matt Carulli has a potential to be 4-0. So those Lenny Reed are definitely 4-0. Matt Carulli, we don't know the result of his game yet, but he has the potential to be our third undefeated. Let's see. I haven't seen any entanglements yet. That's the big meta deck we haven't seen. Well, I haven't seen entanglements or Watcher Step. Those are the two decks I would have brought if I had been at Nationals. Neither have made an appearance, at least on stream. But both could be represented here in the tournament, and we just not have seen it. QMC I also think is probably a pretty interesting deck right now, pretty strong contender for being the top light side. Or well, Throne Room is probably, I don't know, although Mike says he prefers Jakku. I'm kind of playing against both Jakku and Throne Room. I understand that Jakku, to me, Jakku has the advantage of they can't start Emperor. Because Throne Room, when you start Emperor, the Emperor start is pretty big.
Tell me about this QMC you think is so great.
I think QMC, like the only thing that would stop me from playing QMC
Is it like every dark deck?
is, no, just Trooper Entanglements.
Just Trooper Entanglements, I see.
I think that's the only matchup that's really bad for QMC.
But, okay, so back to the original question. Can you tell me about this QMC that you think is so great?
Sure, yeah. Just, I mean, it's pretty much the standard QMC. You want the home one package, I think. You get, I think it's worth playing just 2 Harksefs, because the turns that, the games where you get Harksef out turn 1 are just so huge that it's worth doubling up on him. And sometimes maybe even play him to the ground.
So you're saying 2 as opposed to 1?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Of course, in QMC, you're playing Harksef.
Okay. Well, you said I think you can even play, like, I don't know exactly what you were saying, but, like, I think when we were getting ready for the MPC, Chu and I discussed, like, would you play 4 Harksef? Would you play 6 Harksef? In, like, specifically in WAP, where it's so good.
Yeah.
Where it, like, makes everyone deploy cheap. Like, how many would we push it to when we were working on that QMC?
Yeah, I think you can go up to 6 in certain decks. Like, I played against Chu a couple of weeks ago where he was running 6 Harksefs and an RST.
Why is Lenny playing Greg when Lenny and... Are there 3 undefeated still?
No, that's just the remnants of last time.
Ah, right.
You just haven't changed it.
I always forget that.
We've got some action here.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. I guess I'll do my job and I'll try and find French's list. Where are these deck lists?
Oh yeah, I mean I could probably tell you. It's from Endar. Kyle.
Yeah, but how do I find deck lists on the deck? Stupid boards. That's what I want to know.
It's so you go to. I guess you just need to go to like the StarWarsCCG.org. That's like the main site. And then.
Nah, I don't.
Yeah, well, I mean, I agree with you, but this is where they put them. And you do the tournaments tab, tournament deck lists.
And/or Grand Prix, right?
Yeah. And then...
Tournament deck lists, right?
Standard deck list 2017 and/or Grand Prix. So you found it?
No.
Maybe you found it a different way.
They weren't there.
But yeah, Mike French's QMC.
They betrayed me.
All right, or we can just... I'm going to abuse the chat.
No, I got it. Mike French, QMC.
I just pasted it into Twitch chat. And that's a good deck. That's a really good deck, I think. Although I think the Wedge... I think I'd go Nara instead of Wedge. That's the one change I'd make to that deck list.
Okay, not a huge change, but...
No, not at all. I just
think
it's really solid.
You think that this deck can't beat Trooper Entanglements?
I think that's the problem with it.
Because it's just too fast.
Trooper Entanglements is too fast. And this doesn't interact very well early with Trooper Entanglements on Tatooine.
Well, even if it's not Shaw Rubin, it looks like we are seeing Court Scum versus Jack Maines.
Yep.
Unless it's a replay.
I mean, it might be. Because we have a potential for having 3 undefeated, so that might be one of the undefeateds has a pair down.
Who is the third undefeated?
It could be Matt Carulli. We know Reed Smith and Lenny Rubin are undefeated for sure. If Matt Carulli beat Andy Wexton just now, then he'd also be undefeated. But we don't have that information yet. Stopping stream real fast.